crazy because let's go zip line.
Zip line, yeah.
Yeah, like I go to zip line, you're like, let's go.
Yeah.
Who does that?
Not everybody.
I should go like, oh, we're live, but I'm aware we're live. And I'm wearing my shades because I'm light sensitive.
It's Virgo season.
It's Sunday?
Yeah, today's Sunday.
Because I'm like, so people wish me healing. I had my wisdom tooth pulled, and at nighttime it's still.
Wait, they've been sending you healing, by the way.
Yeah, so it's been, to say the least, a bitch. Even though with numbification, the irritation, grid here, my eye spasms, muscle spasms, fingers twitching. I mean, you drill on the main nerve, it's no fun. So you see me half cocked right now, shades, because I'm light sensitive. Everything is just very sensitive. So I'm assisting Krista in her affirmations and receptivity of donations. And I'll point out cards. I'll talk less. Mm-hmm. If anything, I'll point out or say.
Thank you. Such a polite intro.
So yeah. So I'm glad you're all here.
Today we have messages from your animal spirit guides oracle deck. And I took this oracle deck just in case, because when I do readings, actually I should also get the big Ted Andrews Speaks Animal Speak book. I'll get these images of an animal floating like this in front of my face. And then a friend said that they saw the same thing. So there are many different ways we can get impressions from spirit world, spirit beings. Oh, that was cute. He said, thanks, Rob. Yeah. My little brother texted me. Okay. And as you do readings, you learn to interpret those symbols. But when it's a new symbol, you might have to look it up. And you'll also feel a nudge in your intuition when that happens. So I like the animal cards because we did this oracle practice years ago on Facebook with some other starseeds, and we had to guess the card that the person had pulled and to learn about our own psychic abilities. And when you work with animal cards, you can see the different colors on the card in your third eye. You can pick up on the movement of the animal. You might clairaudiently hear sounds that animal makes. And, obviously there are tons of animals on this planet, but we know about them. And I feel that they are great messengers. So Stephen D. Farmer, PhD, is a shamanic practitioner, ordained minister, and licensed psychotherapist. He's the author of the best-selling Animal Spirit Guides, Earth Magic, Power Animal Oracle Cards, Power Animals, Sacred Ceremony, and the guided meditation CD, Messages from Your Animal Spirit Guides. Stephen is also the host of his own radio show, The Shamanic Hotline, on hayhouseradio.com. Yeah, it's nice to see you guys. There's a question. Do you know what the difference is between lucid dreaming and astral traveling? Astral projection.
It's almost the same thing. When you're out there, you're out there. You can describe it astral projection. Lucid dreaming, you're still a projection in a dream field. Learn to, control that. Also work on your dream recall. They're selling these REM masks now that if people don't have REM, they have bad dream recall. Actually, I'm working on that. That our problem in the big cities is that our astral projection. We astral project every night, by the way. This training is just an awareness, made aware that you are doing it and remembering what you did. And then when you're there, having the ability to control your energy body or projection or residual self-image, whatever you want to call it, in that field. William Buhlman is one of the masters of astral projection.
Mhm.
Like he's like a natural guy. And I say this, get this book because the dude had tonsil cancer, went into a higher dimensional university on a planet, he says 11th dimensional, and healed with energy cords the aspect that was offset from the dimensions on up down, and healed in the physical in his life his cancer out of his tonsils.
Yeah, that's next level.
And that is like, I don't want to hear any non-believers. The dude's clear and free and teaches. So
you know how some guys will tell you, I mean, I've met 2 boys saying, yeah, I'm battling like a warrior in the astral plane. Now, I'm not talking about a nightmare where you really slaying evil, but they're like, yeah, and I was doing this battle and all this stuff. I'm thinking, how about you go to the 11th dimension? Heal something in your physical body.
Those who shall be named nameless, I have to say this. They say they can project into your field and tap on your forehead.
Mm-hmm.
They
your
wish.
Higher self's only 2D. Mine is 10D.
Yeah, I'm 90, like 10D.
Or... Wait. Your higher self. Wait, hold on. Your higher self is 90. Mine is like 12.
Yeah. You know. Or they say, I can project to the colonies of Jupiter, and then I tell them how they're going to run their planet. You wish.
Or I'm going to project into the girls' locker room, so watch yourself.
Or I can project into your room right now. No. NASA had a client, a lady that was blind, is blind, and she astral projected to a satellite and read the serial number code that's on the outer layer print of the satellite circling the Earth. And when you can write that number down, I want to make this very clear with reality. You can remote view and you can project and you can see and you have the sight. The other stuff is very fickle and very guessy. Don't believe those people that say they can project. Before we reach those levels where we can project.
You can project, if this is a real story, if you are about to have a breakup with your girlfriend in college, you astral project to see her writing a breakup letter to you, you realize your mistake and apologize the next day so she doesn't break up with you. That's it.
Yeah, but that is the real thing.
To solve your own problems. If you're astral projecting, shouldn't you be able to solve your own problems?
Yeah, quick. Shamans would test the apprentice this way. If you can astral project, and they would give them magic mushrooms to accelerate that, and you can do it conscious. So you sit by the fireplace, eat the magic mushrooms somewhere in the Peruvian Andes, and the student would go out, and the shaman would say, and down in the east, 3 hills down, that's probably over 150 miles. There's a symbol engraved in this big tree on this hill. And when you paint the symbol that is carved there,
we're tough teachers.
By my ancestors, then I know you have went there. And many people that wanted to test me, when you can see that image and bring that image back, then you are fully aware of your projection.
That's the toughest sensei.
Yeah, and all I'm telling you, people, like many people claim, but they can't move a pencil with their mind on a table.
Now, I seen my friend move a glass with ice in it.
Yeah, but that dude moved it.
Yes, I said he moved it. So if you can't move a pencil, I've seen a glass of water with ice move maybe 8 inches across the table. He was doing like that. Yes, and 12 other people saw it.
Yeah, and for kids with skills, when you want to see supernatural skills, watch my movie Being a Hybrid, where I show you what I channel, different languages that I don't speak. It's all subconscious. And Mary Rodwell, The New Human, where she shows kids that talk about toroidal planets. Like one guy called his planet the pumpkin planet because
it looked like pumpkin planet.
Yeah, and it looked like a pumpkin. But what the dude painted wasn't a pumpkin. It was a toroidal field. 4-year-olds. 4-year-olds. So, and I've seen many grown-ups saying, yeah, I'm the reincarnation of Tesla and blah, blah, but they can't build them.
We met 3 Teslas last month.
Yeah. But you can, but if you're not Patrick Flanagan or if you can't build a magnetic motor, you're not channeling squat. So I always tell you, if somebody tells you they can channel something, then they put it to the test.
What's the message? That's all it is.
The message is to the rest is get real. Get real. When I say, I'm giving you a little tidbits here. Okay? I'm working on this gigantic machine.
This is called German grounding.
When I build photonic machines for the future that are Lemurian, that I'm not playing. You haven't seen this in the world. This will be dipped in 24 karat gold. There are number of codes and distances and alloy and nano coding that I can do because I had mentors and great teachers. I make it real. And I will bring the energies here. And you'll see this when we have property as big as a tower. Lemurian ziggurats. And that is when the scientist or the wizard.
Are they ubiquitous?
I don't know where you're going. But this is real. So this was just a sneak peek. This is a component of a big
that for days. I heard cling, chicka-cling,
yeah.
chicka-chicka-cling.
This is going to be a big machine.
What is that? I thought someone outside,
This is going to be a gigantic. This
rings.
is ginormous, and this is heavy. This is probably 12 pounds.
Whoa.
Yeah.
Can I hold it? Let me just see.
Yeah,
I have arm muscle.
It's heavy, and it's energetic. It draws in cosmic energy, brings the energy in alignment.
Hey, bro. Yeah. Hey, bro. How many photonic devices can you lift, bro?
And it's so I do it while others talk. So always look at the people that say, "This is my garden. These are my strawberries. These are my fruits." And others say, well, "Yeah, I could potentially have a garden, and I could potentially plant fruits, and I can get seeds." But I'm just
let's pull an oracle card for the day.
Yeah. So
if it's about walking your talk.
Yeah. Be in life. Be real with what you do, and bring it here because that's what we're here to do. Oh, and it's great when you do it because they give you permission, and then you can channel in fantastic machines.
Can you meet light beings staring at Sirius in December? Why are they so welcoming?
Well, how do you know that?
The message for all of us today is the dog. Your loyalty and faithfulness is misplaced by serving too many masters. Oh, here's an interesting perspective. That is kind of like being scatterbrained. You know when the dog comes and you start manipulating the dog, you're like, this way, no, over that way, this, and the dog's like, and you play with the ball and the dog is following the ball like this. You don't want to be like that. You want to be what's a really smart dog? A greyhound. You want to be a greyhound.
Oh yeah, they are like very mentally.
You can't mess around with a greyhound.
And these what are these black dogs? They look like greyhounds, but they're a little bigger, black. They use them in horror movies.
Oh, a Rottweiler?
Nah.
A German Shepherd?
A dog. What's it called? A dog. They're like these. They're like greyhounds. They almost look like sphinxes, but they're a little bigger, black. They call them devil dogs also.
Ew.
Or demon dogs. They're not evil, but they're very majestic. And when you like this, they're like...
Oh, not a Great Dane.
Is it a Dane?
It's really big and like a greyhound, but it's bigger with a bigger head, like a boxer
But they look uncanny when they're like this. With their owners.
Yeah, Great Danes are very unusually shaped.
Yeah. So, you have a dog like this, and they walk with your foot. Like as you do your feet, they walk with your feet. And when you stop, they stop.
What do you think that animal medicine is for a Great Dane?
I don't know. I was always impressed.
Our dog, Carla Mace was right. She's saying that the dog represents a part of you, and it can show you what you are suppressing. But we often get dogs that represent a part of us. So, anywho, this card talks about following too many people, and I noticed it's been especially cleanup time. Haven't you noticed? How many of you have been cleaning up this last week, or just started to? Doberman. Pinscher. Doberman. Pinscher. Yeah.
That's it. That's the dog. Doberman.
Zuriulus Ranu.
See, I forgot the terms here. I'm not a dog specialist. I love animals though. All types of animals.
Okay, so 3 people have been cleaning. That's great. How about everybody else? You got a puppy last week. You're also Virgo rising, me too. Cleaning all week. Reminding me when I was nesting. Yes. It feels like we've been revamping because we've had to clear stuff out. We've been doing everything.
Yeah.
So, okay, but that doesn't have to do with the dog. Wait, let's take a look at this card.
I mean, what is the dog's? What does that say? Just read to them. What does it say?
This reminds me of a fairy dog, And I like this card because it looks like the sun is shining on the dog's back. And the dog to me looks like it's moving towards you with its head first. So when you move with your head first, you were saying this the other day, you're saying, Krista, you've been using your mind too much. You have to go into your heart. And with the Ryan Council channeling yesterday, it felt like they were saying about going into the heart. And I was going through some, on Instagram when you can archive your posts on your smartphone, I would go through those pictures and ask myself, why do I really like this picture? And if I didn't know what to do with that picture and I still liked it, it sparked joy, then I put it on Pinterest, or I commented on it and said, hey, nice picture, or I reposted it to my followers. And so what I'm saying about that is, so there was one post under, it's the hashtag empaths. So empath is someone who can feel other people's emotions. And there were some really good empath quotes. So they started this empath pin board. And it said how it was talking about living in the heart. And I had this feeling that a lot of you guys are empathic. And it's taken a while to kind of figure that out. But it means you sort of naturally go with how you feel. You have maybe a high sense perception. You probably have your psychic field open here. Your sensors are out, or you feel the world through your stomach. And so certain situations might make you tense up your stomach muscles. Others might make it relax, like literally make you fart. Others might make you feel queasy. You don't know why you're in a room with a certain person and you feel like somebody punched you in the stomach. Right above the third chakra is they call it the core star chakra. I talk about this in my online class, Ascension 101. And the Egyptians also talk about a chakra here. So in between third and fourth, and it has to do with the seat of the soul. And when we're astral projecting at nighttime, we leave our body through these energy points called the nadis. So this is a very intricate system when it comes to energy and colors and the movement of energy and directing of energy. But some of you guys have been drawing light language, but what we noticed, thanks to the work of Ibrahim Karim, is that the directions of energy look like squiggles and things. And if you guys are Reiki practitioners, you can probably feel energy moving physically in your body and have felt sometimes that you can push it or move it with your willpower. So the willpower also comes from the third chakra, Leo energy. And when you're in the astral plane, in order to travel, you have to have willpower and say, this is what I want to do. This is where I want to go. This is what I want to see. So imagine you a dog that's been on a leash that just got free. Where are you going to go? And everyone's going, Rover, over here. Coming this way, buddy. Let's play. Get the ball. Go fetch. You just going like, And that's the kind of vibe I get here. But I'm really happy about this, red solar plexus sun energy yellows, because the starseed told us that we're getting new sun codes. And some of you guys get these transmissions, right? You're like, what is that? Well, we talk about the Ra collective, because today you got a drink. Today you got your drink at the cafe, and the 3 people had Ra in their name. Ra, Ra, Ra. So if
3
anything,
orders.
this could,
Rashmi, Raila, and Ra.
Rashmi, Ra,
We were all in line.
Yeah.
All Ra. And we all looked at each other like,
you got a similar order too.
Really? And they all got chai latte.
Wait, did they?
Yeah.
Don't even.
Iced. Chai latte iced.
Oh my gosh. So let's talk about the Ra collective.
Anybody interested in readings?
Oh, that's right. If you guys want a reading,
Yeah, any donation Krista responds to.
But I'm gonna get the raw material.
Yeah, you can also get the galactic cards just in case.
Okay, here it is.
Mm-hmm.
Here it is, right here. Okay.
Yeah.
Galactic cards
Galactic
here.
cards just in case. And the energies are extreme right now. It's like, also watch the video Leo King. Virgo is strong right now. It's the surgeon. It takes shit
Oh my
out.
gosh, yes.
And if you're not having it together, it's usually going to get bumped. Study.
Who
What can I say?
are the ancient astronauts? Why did they first come to Earth? Why are they returning now? What part did they play in building the great monuments of antiquity? What part did they play in the formation of present and earlier civilizations? With what other beings do we share our universe? And where does the Earth fit into the cosmic scheme of things? Almost 20 years of experimental work with telepathy led to the breakthrough contact recorded in this book. The raw material is an account not only of the events leading up to this contact, but of over 200 pages of verbatim transcripts of each and every conversation.
Daria, first one.
Yes. Okay. Type in your question, or we just do general reading. And Daria, are we doing galactic heritage or animal? If you want it, or liquid crystal. Liquid crystal.
That's the universal powerhouse. I'll give it to Krista because I can't read that much. So
You're gonna do it?
I'm just pick the card. You pick whatever you can get for her, but I'm getting something there with the cards.
Okay, she didn't say anything, so.
She doesn't have to say anything. I'm already being told what to do.
Aha. Here are you.
Krista can tell you about when I get psychic by accident. It gets really, really on point. Like your friend China, red dress, cherry blossom tree.
Yeah. Oh my gosh.
Chinese wall.
Yeah, and
I didn't know that.
She did something else that was Chinese. She did this 15 years ago, and I remembered it yesterday. I was like, oh, now I know why she likes China so much.
Mm-hmm. Past life. Wasn't finished there. That's why she's still hooked.
Oh.
And I said Chinese wall.
Laura, are you watching? She watches us sometimes on Sunday.
And then she said she's been there 3 times. I didn't know that. Yeah, of course, it's an easy target, Chinese wall. But I saw the wall in front of me. Could have been a temple. But I saw this wall and her standing. Like the image was like the wall this way. She had her hair open and she was standing towards the left side and the wind blowing this way.
Whoa.
And she was just looking into the distance. And I'm like, that's past life.
It's like I'm talking way too loud.
No. When this gets red,
okay,
meaning all the way in, then you're too loud.
For those who didn't know, he had a dental procedure. So we're just sending good vibes to the stitches. Wisdom tooth removal could have. That's going to take 2 weeks to feel normal again. Adamael, diamond light body. This looks so cool.
So Daria, Gilbert, you're activating your diamond light body. Krista can read.
Yes.
So basically what you do is, what page?
Diamond.
D.
116. I feel like she's clearing her energy circuit.
Or you'll be amazed. You need to read this.
And something's leaving her. That's what I feel.
Yeah.
It's like some energy is leaving, like an inner cleansing.
Yeah. This here.
On a core level.
This and the activation words. This is what you need to read.
Okay.
This is the essence.
If diamond has come to you today, a powerful child has come to play. It is time to unite the separate parts of your life and allow them to find a united strength. It is time to unite your mind and listen to your heart. Only then can the will of your spirit guide you in your physical world. The path of ascension is being presented to you. It is time to choose love. The first step is self. Other reasons diamonds may be present include spiritual guidance, activation at the crown chakra, the need to balance physical life and spirituality, or the opening of a pathway of service. And diamond, I feel, has to do with Aries. I think that's the Aries birthstone of the Ram energy, which is the first sign of the zodiac. It was the pioneer and a trailblazer in a sense, the innocent baby. And the empath quote I was trying to remember had to do with ascension going into the heart. So we're not just going up, we're going in. This frequency has to do with Lord Melchior, the galactic logos. So look into theosophy. We have solar logos, but this is talking about galactic logos. So solar logos is a consciousness. Planetary consciousness is called Sanat Kumara for theosophists. There are other names for these beings. And this is a symbol of the embrace of the pure spirit on the physical level, which is the goal of the human race on Earth. Diamond is a unifying energy. So the diamond light field is something the Pleiadians had talked about for a very long time. They explained that it's forming around the planet. And I feel this has to do with the consciousness of the beings who are here. So if you're an incarnate light being, you carry a certain frequency, and just by existing, you're affecting the morphogenetic field. And when you're connecting to the fifth dimension in your thoughts on a cellular level and spiritually and emotionally, you are helping to manifest it. You like an antenna, as sort of when we touch the television, we become electrical conduits, and our Earth runs electric currents. So we are connected to the Earth, and it can be scientifically found. That's kind of what they were obsessed with in Atlantis, was finding this kind of like a God particle that we're all connected in one. But we learned in the 1940s that there's absolutely no point in separating an atom to see how small how small we can go on a quantum level. We can still perceive that. So if anything, this could be a card of perception. But about your healing journey, Ra's saying,
Your affirmation is, I'm the infinite light of the universe. Should we get a piece of paper and pen to write down?
That's okay. I can
You got it?
up, yeah.
Okay. Your keywords for your activation are, your light body is being activated. Heavy, 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 heavy. Spirit, soul, crown chakra tingling. You're uniting. Oneness coming in, a lot of light coming in. So what's with your head area? Feels like vertigo at times. In and out. Silence your mind. You're having too much cross chatter going on. Silence, silence, silence. Love yourself more. Yeah. Dignity. Sometimes when somebody doesn't respond to you, learn when that is, and you're wasting your energy, retreat. This is a big topic for all of us.
Also, for some of us light people, is when we're talking about divine will, is sometimes there are higher forces that move us.
Yeah.
And if you're in a scenario, I remember I had pulled this card with a friend, this Falcon card from this deck, and they pulled a Falcon card, and I had this feeling that God was intervening somehow, because some things just didn't make sense why this was happening. Mm-hmm. And Leo King explained astrologically this upcoming week, I guess.
Yeah, that there are higher forces like that. You think you're in control. That God's hand is involved when your discernment sucks. And right now we're in a time where our discernment is a little bit corrupted. Like, we don't really know what the major plan is. We have somewhat of an idea, but we cannot say, I can figure this out. I know what's going on. It's not about I right now. It's about what is the overall current for all in their purpose, and go with it. While many swim upstream. Going against the cosmic stream is not really helping anybody. Going against or being in opposition also creates conflict. What helps is, what's your current? That's why money is called currency. The currency is a flow of energy where the current goes. Then you douse out the divine currents where the fish are, where you are abundant. Where it is joyous and prosperous.
And when you want to manifest, you can in a more devic way, align your chakras first. It's not a joke. You can do it through a meditation to center yourself. I know I felt like that dog, with different energy waves because of the Pisces placement in my chart. My whole chart is run by Pisces, so these cosmic waves come. I'm like getting washed ashore, and that might mean getting really psychic about a situation, but then having to pull out of that psychic situation. You go into it and you feel all this stuff, but it's like you have to pull back your branches. The tree at nighttime, the leaves close at nighttime, so we're not always open.
Okay, so next.
Okay, so next Suzette is saying, does she want a card? Yes, she wants a card.
Okay. Already prepared.
Oh, pink tourmaline, gift of love. You want to show the card?
Mm-hmm.
Pink tourmaline.
Yeah, we do galactic. We don't do regular tarot.
The presence of pink tourmaline today in your cards is a wonderful flash of love. Where pink tourmaline goes, love quickly follows. Oh, could this be pink aura people? As a messenger of love, this crystal reminds us that love is just an emotion until it is given and received freely, at which point it becomes unconditional and the most powerful force in the universe. In life, we can act with love, dress as love, understand love, and feel love. But to truly know love, one must unconditionally give love away. With pink tourmaline by your side, you can be trustful and confident in the laws of love, forgive your past, and go forward with an open heart. Keep your eyes open in the coming days for butterflies. They will come to remind you to keep your heart open and be the gift of love in the world. This is a sacred stone of Mother Mary. And yesterday I pulled the Yeshua card.
That's activation words
are gift of love. Oh, I give love, I am love.
Because that activates her. These words we read to activate.
Yeah, gift of love, unconditional love, heart, past attachments, giving, endocrine system balance, fertility. And that could also mean lots of creative ideas at this time. Is still ongoing since last week. Do not get washed ashore by all of these ideas. You don't have to act on every thought impulse you get. So in a sense, this is forcing us meditation, but if you've already had a hobby that you like, that's your meditation. My ex-therapist said his wife's meditation was penning her chameleon. I have a chameleon. Oh no, I gave that away. I had a chameleon beanie baby. Okay, this is for
it's gonna be interesting.
No, this person here.
Okay.
This person.
Okay, Maurice. Okay, we got it.
Is this it?
Yep.
I love the colors on this one. Clear quartz, light embodied. That's the universal crystal, quartz. These are super high vibrational cards.
Mm-hmm. Ooh, okay.
If life is not fused with purpose, it is very easy to become numb and lost, just rolling from one day to the next, unaware of how any of it happens. We can simply accept our world and in doing so lose our divine self and personal roles in creation. Clear quartz has entered your life to sing the song of self-acceptance, purification, and clarity. By amplifying your inner light, she is realigning you to your thoughts and feelings so you may take action and create a world that you truly deserve and desire. Clear quartz has come to remind you that the physical world can be perfect. She signals the beginning of a new age of you. Reset your goals, write a list of the things that make you happy, and dedicate time so they may exist physically in your life. The time has come to embody your light and activate your avenues of creation with skill and mastery. This is a powerful time for meditation and contemplation. Use it wisely and carry out your decisions with strength and knowing the white dove is with you. Keywords are light embodied. Oh, the affirmation. I am the fragrance of jasmine light. The white dove lives in my heart. By the way, jasmine is an aphrodisiac. Okay. Light embodied, amplification, light quotient, clarity, self-acceptance, purification, Golgotha, crystal healing, the Lady Nada, Maitreya, Sai Baba, goals, the scarab, life path. So the scarab are the brain, is the, wait, what do you call it? Is the
Craniosacral connection.
when it pulses, when your brain.
Yeah, it's the temple of the scarab. That the Egyptians knew this. The scarab represents basically Khepera, and Khepera is the renewal of this, you creating yourself anew all the time.
So this is an actual process of my
So
cranium.
anu also says anu, very deep.
Haha, so amazing.
We have. Next is this one. This is a very interesting card that came for Ava.
Zircon life changes.
Because
I've never seen that card before.
Yeah, there's a rare card. things are about to change for Ava. According to what Krista will read, I'll have a response to that.
If Zircon has come to you today, changes at your doorstep. The changes that are usually presented by Zircon are ones that have been long awaited. They are always life-altering experiences from which one grows both inwardly and outwardly in the world. The most exciting thing about Zircon presenting for most people is that it usually represents the last part of life change, the part after the pain. Tears and detachments have been realized, meaning real change and now. Zircon is always a great communication stone and will bring focus, determination, and forgiveness to the party. Through this, it lets us see that change is not just about cutting away. It is about formation, realization, and growth. One thing is for sure, with Zircon present, things are about to be very different. And Ryan Council talks about forgiveness yesterday. Okay, Zircon's life changes always permeate all levels of self. They are holistic, which means you won't see them if you look at single parts. They hide in the open expanse of the world, the last place a mind would look for them, and that is Zircon's real gift. Enjoy your new world and keep your eyes open for spiders. Zircon's corresponding animal totem, they often come as validation. This is a contact stone for the Ascended Master Sananda. Well, there you go. He may be calling you, sit and listen. My embrace of change creates my world. So embracing change and the number 5, for example, if that pops up, things are changing. This means life changes, ancient worlds, Atlantean lives, forward movement, intuition. Talk about the dark crystal, by the way.
Yeah.
Genetic evolution, attachment, trapped in the past, computers, toxic liver, Sananda, Jesus, Lord Osiris, Lady Isis, Serapis Bey.
So
that's a lot of Ascended Masters.
So these words tell me you hanging on to the past and you replaying it, that blocks you from finding. You have a preconceived notion of what partner you want that blocks you from finding. You have the opportunity to develop allowance of a space of something that you need, not you want. The universe can only give to you what you need right now, not what you want. You've been disappointed from the past. You're still carrying that. Let that go, because that baggage blocks the entrance for the new to come in. So make space in your closet, in your mind, for the new to arrive. And get out of what if. And allow it to come to you.
I'm going to pull a general card for everybody here from the Liquid Crystal Oracle deck for this upcoming week. And the card is Obsidian. True self-reflection.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, this is going to be exciting. If Obsidian has come to you today, it is time to be truthful about self and your actions in the world. The presence of obsidian lets you know the time to take action is now here. There's something that you are unable or unwilling to see that is interfering in your life's progress. Consciously or unconsciously, this untruth has led you to a space of inaction. If such things are allowed to exist, over time they only lead to pain and suffering. If there is truth in the self, there will be love for the self. If there is love for the self, there will be harmony and balance in the self. Once this exists, peace will live in you and spill into your world in a blinding light of unconditional love. Obsidian also presents as a protective force when needed to deliver the truth behind illness. An exercise we may do to facilitate the purification of the shadow self, which will seem silly but is very effective, is to stand where you can see your shadow, and from the understanding that water is unconditional liquid light, wash it. This is not an exercise for the lounge room and is most effective on the beach with a bucket of salt water, but the hose out the back will do just fine. I walk the path of unconditional truth, true self-reflection, dishonesty, the temple of shadows, change, vision of self, honesty, nurture the self, the color black, the void, earth star chakra, transmutation, immune system, Anubis, Mayan and or American Indians. Okay, Empress Monique would like to get a card on the current transitions experiencing in career and love.
Mhm.
I just got a visual before I post card for Empress of a building, and it looked really nice. I just want to describe the building. It looks like it's painted green wooden planks on the side, and it looks like a New Age church. It could be a New Age church that has these wooden pillars in the front. So it's kind of got the church shape roof, but it's built more. It looks like something if you went camping and some people were having a retreat and they would just spend some time doing their own kind of worship. Not so much a yoga retreat, but something where you would there would be a workshop in there, and that could also be used as a chapel of some kind. So I don't know if you are involved in a building like that, but it looks like it's part of a friendly, the energy I feel about that building is a village. So it could be in the future, unless you've been recently to a nice kind of villagey place where that you're just going there to have the experience of the community. And so it's not so much about the worshiping or whatever attraction to that. It's the experience of the group. But your card is Black Coral, Light in the Darkness. That's pretty intense, huh? It's called Kemael. Black coral is a stone of hope. In coming to you today, she reminds us that no matter how dark we perceive the world to be, there's always light hidden within it. Everything in the universe is light or love until it is tainted by the perception of man. Black coral lets you know that the new world of light starts with you. Your perception simply has to move to see fear as a lack of understanding rather than a substance like a brick wall in growth. For whatever reason in life, often we disempower ourselves. This lack of faith in self is the first step away from love and often leads to a dark place. Choose carefully in the coming days. See the light in the darkness and you will be free. A fear of the dark is a love of the light. Make a choice to understand, and fear is an illusion we can live life without. Affirmation is, in love, I am free. Keywords are light in the darkness, empowerment, confidence, spirit, ascended master contact, fear, freedom, hope, purification. This is also working with Lord Maitreya, Ascended Master Sananda Jesus, Goddess Isis, and the god Anubis.
Anubis is the tester. Explain to them.
Yeah, when Anubis shows up, Anubis can speak through a person, asking you, do you know yourself? And this actually can happen. Probably happened recently to a lot of us, where you're asking if you have faith in what it is you're doing. And what helped me was the answer was simple. Leo King explained this, is Virgo's like all the litany of problems, right? That's the Virgo. But then the answer is really simple. So the fun thing about Virgo is a solution. Oh, you just had to tilt it to the left, and you're, oh yeah. And then the whole system moves, or that one button wasn't switched on. And so with the transition is you may have an old cycle repeating, saying, and somebody testing you saying, why don't you just go this way? Why don't you just do this easy way? So that's faith. And when you step on your path, you be fine. Everything start working for you. Love life starts to respond to you. You start making money. You have more energy. You sleep better at nighttime. You feel good about yourself. And when you have more of that energy, which is what we ultimately all want at the end of the day, is you have this momentum, and that becomes attractive. And it's like starting an engine. So for some of us, if we've been asleep on our purpose for a little while, you might feel the engine might be sluggish. It might have been shut down. And so I'm really glad you guys are here today, because this is a good energy environment. And it can start off with connecting with other like-minded people. So before you guys leave the chat today, I just want to say, just pat yourself on the back for connecting here. Stay in contact with those people that lift your vibration, and keep up the good work. Melissa is wanting a card. Okay. Yeah, a lot of us seem to have also been getting boosts as in things can work out for you. I've seen people maybe from the last 6 years who've been getting the message that, wow, I'm seeing results now. And it's amazing, right? Because if you've been suffering for so long, you're going, wow, when is my big break or whatever? When is this going to respond? Or when is this going to change? Or when is that going to arrive? And when you get that response, this happens numerologically on the master years, see. Is today a master number? Today's the 1st, isn't it? We have that ace momentum energy, new beginnings. So where do you want to put that momentum, friends? Okay, Melissa. Petrified wood, past life embrace. Why do we have to go back to past lives all the time? This is Lee Landrell, this card. Petrified wood, that's not a crystal, but
it's a crystal.
It's a crystal.
Petrified wood is crystallized wood. Haven't you seen that in the History Museum in New York? These slabs, these big mammoth slabs that are now they look like mesas.
The presence of petrified wood for you today means there's information coming to you from past lifetimes. Whoa. Pay close attention to your dreams and to any messages that you are receiving. A simple way to collect this information is to sit with a pen and paper in the presence of this card. Place the pen on paper and simply write. Have the intention of answering any questions relative to your past lifetimes, or you may even wish to write the questions out prior to beginning. The secret with automatic writing, as it is called, is to not read what you have written until you have finished. In Petrified Wood's presence, it's also good to take time to discover the important things in life, discerning them from the things that are out of your control. Such realization simplifies life, reduces stress, and allows progress. I embrace the now. So remember, past life embrace, lessons behind illness, stress, worry, choice to excel, stabilization, grounding, vitality, spiritual and business success, American Indians, shamanic practice. And when you want to know a past life, focus on a country, for example, or a culture, and write down, focus on a place on the planet, then focus on the culture and what aspects you have a strong emotional reaction to. For instance, the music, the food, the language, the clothing, the attitudes, the religious system, the geographic location. If you have a really bad feeling, like I don't want to go there, you may have had a bad past life experience there. Or if you feel a longing for that place, like we talked about my friend who was in China in her past life, is you probably want to go back, and people are nice to you there. Remember when you went to Egypt? They're like, she's like, please bless my store. And they were not allowed to read his palm. They're like, oh no. Right? Isn't that intense? Imagine you just on vacation.
Egypt went crazy. They're like,
an acquaintance of mine said
who wants your hair?
that he was one of the Knights of the Round Table, and they're like, welcome back. But that's a personal experience. See, it's like the 11th dimension thing. If you were really a big kahuna in a past life, do some Egyptian magic. You know what I'm saying?
Go to Egypt, they'll tell you.
Bring me back some Merlin power.
My mom was like, what's wrong with you? Everybody treats you like you some
King Arthur. You King Arthur, so bring me back Merlin.
But I was somebody not in the books, but I had fame in my time. So
nice.
And I know this.
Veronica is asking about interdimensional guides and soul origins. This one I need to close my eyes for. Oh wait, galactic, get the galactic, yes. Arcturus.
That's what I'm getting for her.
I'm just gonna see what I get.
Parallel life as an Arcturian, just so you know.
I don't know. I just see a yellow light body emanating out of you. And I'm not sure if you're in your logical mind asking this. So I'm going to tell you a cool book by Sonia Choquette. It's called Ask Your Guides. And when you say interdimensional, anything that's not in this dimension is in another dimension. And when you're saying that, I'm assuming you mean travels in and out of dimensions. So a spirit guide, though, will be wait a second. Your guardian angel will hover behind you. A spirit guide. How often do spirit guides come around? Because with galactic people and starseeds, they often have galactic guides. Because your spirit guide can change. So if you've incarnated a lot on this planet, you might have, because remember the cards were saying Native American Indian. Well, a lot of Native American Indians got wiped out by the colonists here, and at least in America. So when people say their spirit guide is Native American, it makes sense to me, is because these people had a lot of wisdom. They're really highly developed. And if you get wiped out like that in your peoples, I could only assume that you would want to come back to have an effect and assist things on this planet, because that's just wrong to wipe out other cultures like that. And so you still have work to do here. And there's a saying that they will come back. They will come back here. And your spirit guide often had past lives with you. So if you're a light worker now and a healer, you've probably, especially from America, you probably have tuned in, like Orion Council says, to the wisdom of the land. So when we come out on the land, you go out to a holy place, you connect to the spirit beings there. And and they have imprinted these places as well more recently than, let's say, Atlantis. But there's information about the Atlanteans having come back to America starting in the early 1900s. So when you're tuning into the other dimension through the astral plane first, usually, unless you're meditating and doing a lot of work to elevate at the fifth dimensional frequency, then you'll have different energies available to you. And when you are connecting to an earth wisdom, you may work with also animal spirits and be following seismic activity, knowing weather changes, these sorts of things. But when you're talking about a guide that can tell you about your soul, these beings like 9-dimensional beings, some of them might be crystalline, some of them might be plasmic, some of them might be not really having a formless source of consciousness that you're getting information from. And my group calls these beings Elohim. Some people refer to God as Elohim. And so there are, on different levels, there's different types of learning that we can do. And this is why, in my personal opinion, we have lots of guides. And I recommend the Sonia Choquette book is because she's been contacted by Pleiadians, and those are the beings who are working at a fifth dimensional love frequency and have ascended, many of them. And so when you connect to that love energy, like the cards have been telling us, then you will have access to your own self and your own blueprint. So either meditate for that connection or to go into your heart, and you will find the answer there. So I hope that one.
So galactic guides
helps.
Again. Yeah, I'm getting very strong. Check Arcturian messages a lot. David K. Miller, right? Get that book.
Yeah.
And feel into it, and you'll find lots of resonance. And of course, watch my channel, as I'm your typical Arcturian neighbor. All that is for you in resonance.
The Arcturians are known as some of the most advanced beings in our local system here, Milky Way galaxy.
Yeah.
And they are very much fifth dimensional. So they operate with more of a spiritual technology. And that might sound really esoteric to us here, is because, well, we're kind of in the past. So if you've ever watched an episode of Star Trek where there's an episode about the Vulcans before they were Spock-like, they were kind of like us in the Middle Ages.
Mintakians.
They were from Mintaka, yeah?
Mintaka 3.
Right, that's a system in Orion.
Mm-hmm.
And so when you're on a planet like Earth, we still have things like war and misuse of nuclear power and stupid stuff like that. And so when you're talking to beings like this, it can get kind of intense, and they might give you these templates that you have to, like we just channeling blueprints and things like that. But the whole point of this activate and go into the fifth dimension and be in your heart is because when you do the right things, it's like a puzzle piece that clicks, and it's like you give codes and activations to other people. And like the energy is telling us cosmically, it's often a little tiny switch that we just need to switch on, and the whole system starts to work. And so when you're going to someone, an energy healer, for instance, like an acupuncturist, an acupuncturist is working with 4,000 points on your body. And so, if somebody is having, trouble with their lower left hip, the problem might be also felt or connected to their upper right shoulder. And so when these intuitive readings, the cards were just telling us to look at this holistically. And once you know the system that you're operating within, such as an Arcturian system, you have a better understanding of yourself. For the people who have no idea what this galactic stuff is, I feel this is important to share.
Yeah, I do readings also online, reactivated on my website, brand new website. When I do level 2, I go into your galactic heritage. That means what race memory are you healing in which chakra? And I'm looking at the psychological aspect of what race memory you're actually healing. Let's say something typical is you're cold, you're disconnected, you're detached, you're very mental, as in you're just in the left brain. Well, that means you might have zeta reticuli parts
that you haven't had integrated because you've been a gray. Some of us have been that. We are mixed race.
Yeah.
Or Krista had this from the Vega galaxy, that she was a vegan and they were self-sacrificing in order to please everybody to end the wars, but they lost a lot of troops and soldiers by just going out there, getting shot for no reason, going into battles that are not theirs. And so I looked at what is the self-sacrificial attitudes and psychology within Krista, is because of the vegan aspect wanted to be integrated in the soul matrix. So if you're vegan, Pleiadian, Lyran, Antarian, Rigelian, you have planetary aspects. And it's not woo-woo, because even the Leo King brings in, there's the heliocentric, and then there's the outer rim, and then you can go to Rigel. There are planets in your chart that are connected to your planetary origin, and he goes into that. Lavender starseedhotline.com. She goes into that. There's a line of a way how your soul came here. So also for the last reading we did, I said you are Arcturian. If your nose bone is like mine, straight nose bone, you most likely Arcturian. Krista is a typical Pleiadian Lyran. They have these bows. See, it's a tiny.
Oh, the ridge.
Yeah.
Here?
I can see the race map. The race by how's your eyes, your settings.
Because I look at my friend's bone, I'm like, why am I? I just look at their. It's a curvy bone like mine. I'm like, no one had that.
Yeah. So you're kind of like, it's the Lyran Pleiadian.
Because that's my starseed friend. I think is a starseed. Anyway.
Yeah. So when you have like a, conservatively speaking, nose bone, like just straight, really nothing to it, really, really straight. Like, see, my mind is like extremely, like almost painted, as if it was a you had a nose job. No, I didn't. I'm Arcturian. So you. Yeah,
I never thought about looking at someone's nose.
I check people. I check people by their face. I know. One of our friend Christy. She's
some
total
things are
Sasani mix.
It's true, like the Vulcans have the eyebrows and the ear, the spot.
There are traits.
There are traits.
And the more you watch these beings, you know they're freaking extraterrestrial. I mean, if you look at Willow Smith.
Yeah, totally.
What's the brother's name again? Jaden. Come on, they're completely ET.
Yeah, Will's like an ET.
That girl that's in the Fae, what's her name? Evangeline.
Oh, Cara Delevingne.
Total alien. I mean, totally. Like beautiful, androgynous, and completely like, you look at this being like, what is this? The girl in Impulse, free season.
You know what? Some of this.
Oh my
two
God.
Starseed guys that I know. They have this thing like a bone. I don't know why. I find it beautiful. They have their forehead goes for like a caveman kind of. But I find it beautiful. They have their face to me sideways looks like an extraterrestrial. It's like it goes more forward here.
There is this guy.
I know you said that's a sign of caveman, like intelligence.
Hey, some of us are Neanderthalian mix.
They kind of look like Neanderthal ET.
There's Neanderthal DNA in this. This is a very old design here. Make no mistake. There's a guy on Ancient Aliens who talks a little bit like this in the investigation of and he has his long hair and his beard, and he has this bulged forehead, and he said the way he looks, he's like a modern version of a Neanderthal being mixed with a Homo sapien, and that is correct.
But you can also tell when you're staring at someone and you swear for a moment their ear just went pointy up like an antenna.
Yeah, but in this
People
dimension,
see that on him a lot.
Yeah, when in this dimension you are tuned to the residual image of that dimension of what you're supposed to look like this. I had a friend named Desiree. She said that she took mushrooms and everybody was a gray or an elven. Or people took mushrooms and they looked at each other and they're like, holy shit, you're an elf and you're blue or you're orange or you're green. Like we're different galactic races. If people start saying that to you,
you're probably an ET.
Yeah, so... yeah, of course. So we are galactic fairy beings, if you will. All of us. There was a series, I think, on Netflix, Once Upon a Time, where basically fairy creatures fell from their kingdom into three-dimensional Earth.
And he changed.
And they forgot who they were, but they still had the character traits of the being. So
Now imagine you are that.
It's also called Divic. The Diva Kingdom is the where the elementals are.
Yeah.
And when you have a lot of divas, you know, clairvoyants can see spirits in people, but those are more of the elements.
Yeah. Also, I want to say before we cut this close, watch the Dark Crystal series. It's so revelating what they're bringing back with the planet
Netflix.
Ra again in
Yeah.
there. The 7 races. The symbol of the races unified is inside the seed of the flower of life. They have star language in there. They're using puppets again. Jim Henson and Brian Froud were the designers of this entire thing. And they just released it, I think, yesterday. This is mind-blowing. The shows that are out right now, the other one is called Carnival Row. So it's about the Fae, the kingdom of men, fairy tales mixed with modernization, racism as in they don't allow the fawns, or there are these rammed beings they call PoC, and society doesn't want to integrate them. There's an old, that's in Carnival Row. Watch at that actress. Also, that series is shot with a movie budget, shot by a female director. So you have the feminine lens, which is also very needed in Hollywood right now. The feminine perspective of how, to the female eye, the males are seen in that world, and what they did, so we can reflect. Oh shit, that is what we did. Not looking at us in the opposite, reflecting back. That's the sensitive part of us that we need to look at, and now this is looking back at us, and we are going, okay.
Yeah, it's like turning the camera on you.
Yeah, so the camera is now coming from this angle, and that is a very good sign. So for those who see feminism and all of these struggles, you have 5 powerful women that are in and out of Congress that are changing the face of America. Equal pace, more and more female directors coming up. I'd always tell Krista, you're winning. Your energy is the high priestess energy, the goddess energy is being integrated. And we males have to adapt to that new frequency, because that is the expansion and understanding of the sensitive and the hidden emotional self, which is female. Also in the universe, before a child is born, a fetus, the first 11 days, is female, before a gender is decided. So everything is sensitive first. Everything is software first before it becomes hardware. Now, when we find the balance, you see Krista and me, and I'm not saying we're saints and we're perfect, but this can be very, very powerful when, galactically speaking, Procyon system, Arcturian system creates a harmonious wave that expands universes, that births life, brings forth Milky Ways and millions of stars, that respects the fractal specks that are inside of you. You have over 50 trillion cells in your body. You can't even see that many stars in the skies, of how many mini amoebic units this cell construct is made out of, and you govern this with consciousness. Yes, this is an illusion, but consciousness is real. Now we're here to make that change and bring that awareness in. And I guess I just channeled that. It just came.
Yeah, what that tells me is we will be learning about how the different constellations affect us and how they're interconnected, how the larger network we're still learning. So hopefully you guys had a good day, and we will see you on the flip side.
Yeah, I want to say something to this guy that's misbehaving, but I think adjustment can always help. I will not post what you're saying here because your system is hiding it. I will say this: men that can't connect with females or make intimate connections need to get in line and learn the sensitive aspect for what is to reveal in order to expand. That's a discipline of a shaman. Without attachment and preconceived notion. With discipline and winged words, because word is manifest. Everything you speak of, every curse word is directed towards you. If you're destructive, you're only destroying yourself. If you misbehave or trying to dilute what's out there from that male character that needs to learn, and that's to that entire collective that needs to learn, is sometimes you shut up, you sit in the temple, the goddess approaches you, and 72 goddesses watch you. And let's say, for extremes, they're all naked, they all hover and dance around you, and they want to see if you're a dog or if you're a god. Put it in reverse. That's your test. The tantric temples tested males that way. The Amazons killed males. If there was disrespect. You could have a woman, and the energy was given and shared. But if you do not appreciate the temple and the holiness and the sacredness of that is what is in front of you, and you come with wicked intent and projection that do not further your expansion in this ascension game, you're stuck in a hamster wheel, and you continue to suffer because you choose to. The others, I know I'm preaching to the choir. The females are bathed in rainbow lights. You know what I'm talking about. I'm raised by a mother, so I know. My grandma was a matriarch. She owned the property. She ran the house. She ran the farm. So I know. Watch Avatar. When the head priestess comes out to the guy and says, you come from the world of the demon. She tastes his blood and she says, we'll see if we can heal you from your wickedness. And this is what we still must heal. Sacred chakra, lower chakratic body. Magic stops. If you go lower chakras without going through your heart and the crown and connecting with the opposite sex, whether you're male or female, you have no magic. You're going simpleton and you're going caveman. So expansion from Homo sapien sapien into Homo noeticus or Neo sapien or hyperdimensional sapien. You must connect all chakras and bring love through the heart and bring that back. And there is no other way. As I heard somebody saying in a video once that you can bypass all other souls and go to the main source and get the information before anybody else. That's BS. It's like you want to disconnect the router in your house and go to the central server and get the internet faster than anybody else. Means you're disconnecting. You're disrespecting the way of, there's the way the river runs it. And if you want to catch fish and meet and socialize, then you study how the river runs it and brings it to you. And you learn from what is being presented. You evaluate, but you don't dominate. Then you heal, and then you find your way.
Or read a book called Men Are From Mars, Women Are From Venus. There are things you can do as a male or female that it's kind of like a point system in dating where you could just lose 1,000,000 points.
Yeah. So Mr.
Like if somebody's racist to you that you're trying to date and somebody's asking racist, on a date, you just like, I'm out of here, right? Like just leave the table. And they don't know because they don't know, right? So the same thing happens, for instance, dudes. Let's say you're with a female and she's in a specific night dress that was very specifically for a very specific purpose, and you don't get it. It's not that you're bad or you're horrible. It's just you didn't understand. So in that moment, you lost some points because you just don't get it. You just don't get it. Yeah. And unfortunately, in our societies, we're not intimate, and so the males have been disconnected from their own intimacy with their own creative energy, and so they're coming harassing us, catcalling us, and we grow up in this society. So when we talk about a patriarchy, we're talking about a planetary problem, and it's like you gotta read about this stuff. You have to listen to what women are saying. You have to really take in what they're saying as a reality. Literally, have a tea time with a woman and ask her, how was your day today with the system here? Yeah. Were you empowered as a female today? I mean, I challenge the dudes. Ask you're interested in a woman, ask her experience and see if you listen. Because in that book, it talks about just a couple minutes of listening to a woman saying her oxytocin levels balance. It's a hormone that regulates stress, and she calms down. So if somebody's trying to talk to you and you just tune them out and whatever, you're not really doing them a disservice. So these are just some of the tips and tricks he talks about in that book. And it's so super, super helpful, especially to the young men who are commenting on my YouTube that they've never had a girlfriend and they're in their 20s. So you might want to start reading that book.
Yeah. And don't pressure yourself. I had times when I was 20 for 2 years, it didn't work. I couldn't attract a female. And I was recreating my own drama, and I realizing it. And then I let go, and then it worked. And it was really never perfect. And the most unexpected thing is that when you meet your twin, it's like you can't calculate that. That is when
There's just some things you just don't talk about. Some things are just locker room talk. Some things you just keep to yourself.
Mhm.
And it's a real turnoff. And women do the same thing. But yeah, so it's what is
What's a turn
what's
off?
a turn on and a
What's
turn
a-
off
what's a turn
is
off?
very specific for everybody. People's called pet peeves.
Mhm.
Like, you know me, I don't like dirty fingernails under the finger when it's
Yeah.
black dirt,
Yeah.
from the ground under
Yeah.
the nails.
Yeah.
And the men have a long nail. That's for women to have long nails.
Mm.
Men do not have dirty long nails with claws on them.
Mhm.
That's a turnoff.
Now you know secrets.
In the Dark Crystal, the old Skeksis had this bubbling pus bubble on the nose, and they were having mucus ooze out the nose.
Mhm.
In second grade, Robert had mucus come out his nose, and it was thick. It was as thick as your pinky, and it came out of his nose up to his stomach. It was this long gray booger, and he sipped it back into his nose, inhaled it.
Yeah, that's when you're done.
You're kind of done forever. Virgo.
Yeah, but for the collective, what
People
I'm
have
saying is,
different levels of different.
so yeah, we need to respect the balance, and then you can expect good things to come to you. And you might not find the ideal partner in a club either. That ship has sailed. You need to have an environment where people recreationally get together and work together, and you seek resonance. We all like the sexual, visual, hot body, looking good. Looks can be deceiving. As they say, looks can only be skin deep. Yes, I like my woman to be beautiful and to take care of herself. But what I'm going for is the character. Or when I talk to a being, I find the intelligence and the verbal communication attractive. And that's called, what is it called? Sexual sapien? Sapiosexual. That is the new consciousness of aware and awake people. You're sapiosexual. That means you are attracted to the personality, the communication, and the words, and that can lead also to telepathy and synchronicity, not surface. If you go on dating sites that all make a lot of money with people that I call it Tinder forever.
Oh my gosh.
I've been on that to play. And on Tinder, I've seen that all of those women that you see in demographics and structured, computerized, preconceived notion of what they expect.
Yeah, here's what you don't
Let
do.
me finish this real quick. They get no partner because they say, if you don't fulfill this, and this, you do not need to apply. You're not working for anybody, whether it's male or female. And if you have a preconceived, and that's what all of those dating sites that are bitches that take your money, like $76 a month, you will not find anything by not allowing everything that you need to happen to you and leaving that open. And not, I'm Christian, all of these categorized computer programs will lead you not to what you need. They only display what you want. And in this ascension process, especially for starseeds, that can not and will never work. It won't work. And then you and anybody of you is on those sites, you see those faces coming back and coming back and coming back.
You also don't want to waste time. I think this is just my personal opinion. I think it's important to make your intentions clear to a person. And there are very clear ways to communicate that. So one of the worst things is when you feel someone's trying to trick you.
Yeah, that's okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because most people, Osho talks about this in his book, Intimacy. It's great. Is since the 90s, a lot of people have been having casual sex. And it was just all too easy at that time, because what they're really afraid of is to be intimate and vulnerable. Because when you are crushing on an attractive person, you feel that they're going to take over, and you're going to be controlled by them, and because of that force. this does not have to be. Most people are having similar issues like this, so we're certainly not alone in these feelings that we get once in a while. Sometimes you ever have those good days, you're like, nobody likes me, and then you have these days where you think you're absolutely amazing. Life is just like that.
Have a tip for that. Maybe that helps.
But this is what we've been talking about. See, these oracle cards, these are all preludes to some of the most amazing gifts in the world and in life, which are relationships. So if you've listened to what we read today on the crystal oracle and the divic energies and these higher kingdom, is if you're able to access that kingdom within yourself, you become an attractive force. And this is where a lot of males have become monks in the past. And there's nothing wrong with being a monk in a monastery. We got to end this soon because of the battery. But a lot of the monk lifestyle is based on brotherhoods. And so you will not be finding the feminine principle in a lot of these teachings. So if you're on a spiritual path, see if your spiritual teachers, like the dog card that came up, are they teaching you about just brotherhood and being with the bros, or are they talking about honoring women? And that will be very interesting to see where you end up, like that dog following what all the other bros of the patriarchy keep saying, or do you become a bro who thinks for himself and makes a conscious decision to make that choice of which honorable path he wants to be on? Because if you don't do that, in my sense, the matter is you just missing out on half of the planet. So with that being said, do the right thing for you, and we will see you guys on the flip side. It's been a great day. Thank you, Ra, from ra-key.com on the live show. Now we're ending this stuff.
This was a good ending, how you did it.